A dealer in Ohio priced a running V8 pickup at $4,200 last week, not because it was broken, because of the badge on the tailgate. 3 states away, a mechanic bought that exact same truck for his own family. That's the split you need to understand. On one side, buyers walking past some of the most durable engines ever built because of a name, a rumor, or a sibling model's bad reputation. On the other side, a small group of people quietly buying up the same trucks everyone else is ignoring and driving them to 300,000 miles. Here's the part that should bother you. This isn't about hidden gems nobody's found yet. These trucks aren't rare. They're everywhere. Millions were built. The information on how reliable they are has been sitting in plain sight in service records, in owner forms, in the data for over a decade. The market just isn't looking at it. One of these trucks got killed by an engine it never even had. Another gets rejected before a test drive because of what buyers assume the name means. And the third is so common, so unremarkable looking, that nobody thinks to ask what's actually inside it. 3 trucks, built in the last era before engines got complicated, naturally aspirated V8s, port injection instead of direct injection, timing chains instead of belts, no turbos to fail, no cylinder deactivation deciding when to shut off half the engine. Just simple, overbuilt machinery from the last window before things got complicated. Priced like nobody wants them, which is exactly why you should. We're starting with the one flooding the market in the highest numbers, and somehow, still the one everyone's underestimating. The Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra, 1999 through 2006, with the 5.3-liter Vortec Phoenix 8. General Motors built millions of these. That volume is precisely why the price is so low, and precisely why buyers assume low price means low quality. It doesn't. The engine code is LM7, part of the same small block family that powered the Corvette. Iron block, aluminum heads, sequential port fuel injection, and on these specific years, no cylinder deactivation at all. According to longevity data compiled by IC Cars, this generation of Silverado has one of the highest odds of any pickup on the road of crossing 200,000 miles in a market where most vehicles never get close. RepairPal lists the 5.3 Vortec among the most dependable V80s ever put into mass production. If you're shopping for one, the checklist is short. On 1999 through 2001 trucks specifically, the plastic lower intake manifold gasket is a known weak point for coolant leaks. Cheap to fix, common enough to expect. Underneath, in anywhere that sees winter salt, check the brake lines. Corrosion on these is well documented, and a full replacement isn't free. And the single most important thing you can do, confirm the model year. Once GM redesigned this truck starting in 2007 and introduced active fuel management, that cylinder deactivation system developed a reputation for lifter failures documented across owner forums and independent repair data. The LM7 in these earlier trucks doesn't have that system. One generation gap separates a legendary engine from a completely different reliability story. So why is it this cheap? Not because it's weak, because there are so many of them that nobody thinks they're special. Abundance got mistaken for mediocrity, and that mistake is sitting on used lots in every state in the country. Now here's where it gets more interesting, because the next truck isn't cheap due to volume. It's cheap because of one word on the tailgate that buyers won't even say out loud. The Nissan Titan, first generation, 2004 through 2015. Say that name to a used car salesman and watch him wince. It's the truck that sits the longest on the lot, and it's cheap for a reason that has nothing to do with how it drives. Under the hood is the VK5-6DE, a 5.6-liter V8 built by Nissan in Decherd, Tennessee, the same engine family used in the Infiniti QX 56 luxury SUV. Aluminum block, iron cylinder liners, double overhead cams, timing chain, port injection. Consumer Reports and NHTSA complaint data both show this engine posting some of the lowest powertrain failure rates in its class, with documented examples exceeding 400,000 miles on the original engine. But it's not flawless, and being upfront about the weak points is what makes the strong points credible. On a cold start, listen for a light ticking near the exhaust manifolds. Cracking is a known issue, and it's a bargaining chip, not a deal breaker. On trucks built before 2012, Nissan's early rear differentials weren't machined to spec, and under heavy torque, they could whine and eventually fail. That single issue is why sourcing a 2012 or newer model matters. It also has the fewest recorded owner complaints of the entire generation. Check the radiator's lower plastic tank for cracking, a known failure point regardless of year, and listen for chain rattle on pre-2012 trucks, since Nissan revised the chain design after that point. So why does a truck with an American-built V8 in this kind kind of longevity data sit unsold for months? Because buyers have decided, without ever driving it, that the badge disqualifies it. That's not a mechanical judgment. That's a perception problem, and perception problems are exactly where the best deals hide. If you've ever walked past a truck because of the name on it and later regretted it, or bought one anyway and never looked back, drop it in the comments. I want to know which badge bias got you. Which brings us to the truck that tops this list, and it's here because of the strangest reason of all. It didn't get a bad reputation. It got someone else's. The Ford F-150 11th generation, 2004 through 2008, but only with one specific engine, the 4.6-liter two-valve V8. That distinction is the entire video. That generation of F-150 offered two V8 choices. One of them, the 5.4-liter three-valve Triton, is responsible for some of the worst engine reliability complaints Ford has ever recorded: cam phasers, spark plugs known to snap during routine service, timing chains that stretch and rattle. It's the reason an entire generation of F-150 developed a bad name. The other engine, sitting in the exact same trucks, is the 4.6-liter two-valve. Ward's named it one of the 10 best engines in the industry 4 separate years. J.D. Power reliability studies from this era consistently rank it among Ford's most dependable powertrains, and it flew under the radar for its entire production run for one reason only: it isn't fast. That's the whole complaint. Not that it breaks, that it's modest. If you're shopping for one, the entire process comes down to a single confirmation: check the badge, check the door sticker, decode the VIN if you have to. You want the 4.6, not the 5.4. That one detail separates a truck built to outlast its owner from one that could cost thousands in repairs before it hits 100,000 miles. On four-wheel drive models, test the front hubs, a vacuum-operated system that can develop a grinding sound when the solenoid wears out, cheap to fix and a solid negotiating point. Check the spark plug service history, since the 4.6 shares Ford's modular plug design. And on any truck from a salt state, get underneath and check the frame rails and rocker panels. On this generation, rust-free condition matters more than mileage. Here's the part that should stick with you. This truck isn't undervalued because something's wrong with it. It's undervalued because something was wrong with a completely different engine, sold under the same name, in the same years on the same lot. Buyers can't tell the difference by looking at the outside, so an entire generation of good trucks got dragged down by their own siblings' reputation. That's not a mechanical flaw. That's a labeling problem. And it's the purest case of an inefficient market on this whole list. 3 trucks: a Chevy, too common to seem special; a Nissan, too misjudged to get a test drive; a Ford punished for an engine it never had under the hood. None of them are gambles. All 3 are sitting on lots right now, priced like liabilities when the data says otherwise. Notice what they have in common. Not one of them is cheap because it's unreliable. Every single one is cheap because of something that has nothing to do with the engine, the transmission, or how long it'll actually run. Volume, a name, a sibling's bad reputation. 3 completely different reasons and the same result: good trucks punished by the market for the wrong crimes. That's the pattern worth remembering long after this video ends. The next time you're standing on a lot and a salesman steers you towards some 3-year-old lease return with a tiny turbo engine and a payment to match, ask yourself what you're actually paying for. Because half the time, you're not paying for reliability. You're paying to avoid a badge, a rumor, or a stereotype that was never really about the truck in the first place. The smartest buyers in this market aren't the ones with the biggest budget. They're the ones willing to check the engine code before they check the badge. Before you go, check your local listings against everything in this video: the VIN, the badge, the engine code. Somewhere near you, one of these 3 is sitting there right now, priced like nobody wants it. Tell me in the comments which one you'd actually buy, and if you've ever owned one of these 3, and it either proved this video right or proved it wrong. I want to hear that story below. That's the kind of thing that helps the next person scrolling past one of these trucks make the right call instead of walking away from it.